Hello, everyone. We are back, officially back. And of course, I want to say good night, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We have an awesome panel. We're still waiting for one more guest. So stay tuned. We have Desi from everyone. Thank you for joining. What's up, my friend?
What's up, everyone? Thanks, Dante, for having me here. It's been a while since I've been on a stream, so really glad to be here. Been missing these talks.
I know. I don't even know how this works anymore. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We have the one and only Eris from CANTINA.
Hey, what's going on, man? Look, it's like bring your own bottle. We got the blue scotchka, baby.
We have a lot to talk, and of course, my good friend Fabio from Fast Figures. What's up, my friend?
What's up, guys? Let's go.
Well, let's go. Let's do this, man. We have a lot to talk about, but before I start talking, I just want to congratulate my friend Collectibles because he just reached 10,000 subscribers. So, my friend, if you're watching, congratulations. Well deserved.
Good to you.
10K. You know,
I'll drink it that easy.
Yeah, I was drinking before the show and I stopped because I wanted to be sane for this live stream. But as always, I want to say hi to everyone on the chat. So I'm just going to go over real quick. We have Tukatri in the house, Duck Smile always here, Single Songwriting in the house, Jay-Z, Braulio, my friend, the collector number 1. We have Marco G. We have Ramstein fan 79. We have Paul Morales, Six Scale Collector. We have, let's see, the Big Daddy, you name it. We have a lot of people already on the chat. So thank you. Guys, don't forget to answer the poll because what I'm going to do throughout the night, I'm going to start putting some questions there because I want to hear and see your feedback. So let's make sure that we complete those polls because we're going to have some awesome questions coming later. So, all right. So where should we start? Where should we start? I think I know where we're going to start. We're going to start talking. Let's talk about Star Wars, baby. Let's talk about Star Wars because there's so much going on. All right. So this, obviously, we know the bartender himself, the Dark Jedi. He knows all the Star Wars inside information with the wizard, which we're still waiting, Aries, to know who the wizard is. Tell us.
The wizard is, you never know. I mean, every time I get a call from this guy, it's either, he has a male voice, then he has a female voice, then he has a droid voice, and sometimes he looks like a chicken, sometimes he looks like Galadriel from the Lord of the Rings. You just never know.
You never know. Aries, before you continue, I want to welcome to the group, to the chat, to the live stream, to my friend Anthony from SIXTSCALEMAFIA. What's up, my friend?
Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? How you guys doing tonight?
How you doing there, Anthony?
Hey, pretty good. I was just doing a stream on mine, and so I was running a little late, and then my camera stopped working, and I was like, do I got time to go to get the drink? And I was like, nah, you know what? So I'm just right in, man. So
yeah, we you know what? You're not the only one having those technical issues, though. So don't feel bad because we all get.
I almost had the same problem that kind of you did. It's like my camera just shut off. I'm like,
what's going on? I'm not the only one.
Like,
I'm not the only one.
Yeah, and then but I got it working. So yeah.
That's good. And if you guys don't know, Anthony started a channel a few months ago, SIXTSCALEMAFIA. So I'll put the link in the description below. If you are new to this, you should definitely follow him up because he does really cool shows and very good quality videos as well. So,
just appreciate it. Definitely. I'm going to do some more stuff too coming, but it's just all in the works right now. So it's,
it is in works. Yeah, that's good. But welcome, my friend. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, and, glad to be here, man. Appreciate the invite.
Thanks, man. So we're going to start with my friend Aries. All right, Aries. So I know I know everyone knows that we had a new trailer for a video game, and you'll see where I'm going with this. So we have a new game coming. I think it's next year. If somebody can correct me, for the Old Republic Star Wars game for the PS5, and we got a nice shot of the one and only Raven, Darth Raven.
Wow.
And Aries, I know you have a lot to talk about this, so please tell us, do you think, is it possible we're going to get Darth Raven?
You have to wonder. Listen, Look, we've talked about this before, right, guys? We've talked about this. I brought it up in some past shows from Live and Raw and some past shows, Dante, that that I have done on my show. And I was bringing up some of these video game characters and even some characters that are expanded universe, or even characters that are from like Shadows of the Empire, not even to rule out a Prince Zizor or a Darth Revan from a video game, or some of these characters. Remember, Grand Admiral Thrawn from Heir to the Empire, and then of course that continue to move on, and now Ahsoka mentioned Grand Admiral Thrawn in the Mandalorian season 2 in near the end of episode 5. So is it possible that with this video game release, and now you have Darth Revan on there? I think the greater question is it possible that in the upcoming Acolyte or in some other, whether it's animated series or in future content upcoming on Disney Plus, are we going to see Darth Revan come into live action, just like we saw Ahsoka come into live action, and just like we're going to see Grand Admiral Thrawn come into live action? And I say yes. This is what Favreau and Filoni and all those guys are going to feed us, and I'm going to drink it all the way up, baby.
Drink it, man. Before I continue with Anthony, I want to say thank you to Rodrigo for the super chat. I appreciate my friend. He's part of the mafia.
Mm-hmm.
He's part of the mafia. So thank you for that. Says, hey, Dante, loving the stream as usual. A big fan of yours and Aries, and of course of Desi's bases. Yes. If you guys don't know Desi, I think you should know him by now. He does amazing diorama pieces, which I did a couple reviews, and maybe I'm gonna have something else coming, which I'm gonna talk to my friend Desi after this, of course. But thank you, Rod, for the super chat. Appreciate the support. Anthony, my friend. Now, I know you're a Star Wars fan. I'm not sure if you are a little bit, right? Just I can see the background here with a few.
Just a little. Yeah.
So we were teased Darth Raven. I mean, we already know that the character, because the character has been in the video game previously. But do you think there's a possibility for a future, maybe actual series for the Old Republic?
That's what I'm hoping, man. Like quarter scale Malik and Revan, I got them ordered. So because I'm not passing it. I'm KOTOR, man. It was like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, if you know, like KOTOR is like that #1 game for me that I've played dozens and dozens of times. And then KOTOR 2 with the restored content. If you've ever done that on PC, like, I love KOTOR. I got my Revens over here. I love KOTOR, and I love Thrawn. So I'm super excited right now for everything that's going on. Like, I knew there was the rumors that we're getting the remake, and I was like, are we really gonna get it? Then it dropped yesterday, and I'm like, okay, if it's a timed exclusive, that's fine. We'll get it on PC. I'm a PC guy, so I'll play it eventually. Hopefully it doesn't get ruined, even though, played it so many times. I don't know, but yeah, I'm hoping they're going that way. And it's weird that I have the sequel trilogy, the art, I forgot what they're called, but the art books, like the art of Rise of Skywalker, things like that.
Oh, okay.
They name dropped Revan in that book. Like, as you're looking through it, like in that the end scene in like the Emperor's area, that there's these statues, and these are like acolytes of Revan or something. Like, I gotta remember, I gotta pull out the book, but they put his name in there, and I don't know. And they say those books are canon, so I don't know what's going on, But I know that they're with Filoni and Favreau anyway. They're already like 10 steps ahead of us, right? They gotta be so whether it's and I don't watch a lot of animated stuff in general, so like I know it's probably not the best thing, but I haven't finished Clone Wars. I haven't even started Bad Batch. Like, I'm getting through them slowly. It's not my cup of tea as much as like the older stuff, the older movies, and then the new stuff, Mandalorian. So, but if they do animated KOTOR, even, I'm fine with that.
Wow.
Like 100%. It's just that's something to me that I'm definitely going to get into if it comes. If it's live action, even better. But I think it needs to be a TV show. And the problem with that is later on, if you played the games, BioWare took off and then started Mass Effect. So, so
Great
the same
game.
thing
Yeah,
with
Mass
between.
Effect was a sick game too.
played 'em all.
Yeah, so then that's and I just recently burned through that Legendary Edition, when it came out again, because I was like, I have so much Mass Effect stuff too, actually, just not in view. But because of that, they're both they're kind of like a choose your own adventure way in a way, right? Because you get to create the character. So I don't know how they're going to handle, like, in either situation, whether it was KOTOR or Mass Effect, right? What's the canonical version of them? So how are they, not that I'm complaining, whatever they do with it would be great, but I don't know how they would go through with the story if it's a TV show.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So it's a tough. Some people are like, I didn't do that, and that's the story, So it's like you're gonna have to. But either way, I'm stoked. I'm super stoked about what's going on with Star Wars now.
I know, and Fabio, I know that you play video games. I know you have PS5. You're one of the luckiest one to have a PS5. My son has one. I wanted to get one, but I can't get one. He got it last Christmas, but that's a different story. Have you played the Old Republic before?
I have not. I played I forget which one it was. Forget the name of the guy. He had a crew cut round head with the two swords. I just can't remember the game, but again, this was years and years ago. I believe it was either PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, one of those two systems.
Oh, wow.
But that was the very first and only Star Wars game that I ever played.
Damn. Yeah, well, that's been a while ago. But before I go to my friend Desi, is it Collectibles super chat? If he dies, he dies. Thanks, Easy. Thanks for that. Appreciate the super chat, my friend. I wish he can join, but he's working, so it doesn't matter. That's my boy. Thanks, my friend. Desi, we have Darth Raven tease in the night. Actually, it does look pretty good.
Yeah,
it does look pretty good.
He looks awesome. I think, wouldn't it be nice if the release of the remake is meant to coincide with another media release, like we've been talking about? Like maybe they're going to introduce him. That would be cool. That's just speculation, but I think if they only make one figure from the game, of course it's going to be Revan.
Of course,
they'll probably do DX, right?
Has to be
one figure.
Has to be. I agree.
I don't think they're gonna pass up that. I mean, the level of fandom for this character alone is through the roof. Right. So
right. And I don't know like all the characters on top of my head from the Old Republic video game, but if Filoni and Fabio decides to do a show about this, I mean definitely they're gonna get a lot of followers on this. Because a lot of people are waiting, man. Like a lot of people are waiting, especially if they do a series with Darth Raven. Forget about it. The character itself is super cool. So that will be sick to see.
And is this an official image too? Because this is like the Mando suit, right?
It does look like a Mando suit, right? Yeah, I just found it.
It's cool though. I like it.
It's pretty cool.
If you got to play the story to kind of get it, but there's some Mandalorian stuff in there, So not like the TV show Mandalorian, but the way it goes, it's
been so long. Like I played it when it originally came out.
Right?
Like,
yeah. Well, they had I don't want to ruin anything for anybody else because that's the thing too. That's great. Is like I can't believe KOTOR is like 20 years old now, just about. So I know, right? So there's going to be a lot of people. This is all new to them, Like I said, I've never played KOTOR, so now they're going to get to play it with updated engine, new graphics, hopefully, just everything awesome. So for I would still recommend playing the old ones, but it's going to be really cool. There's a whole new generation that's never heard of this, and they're gonna hopefully fall in love with it. And Hot Toys, they got to. I mean, I just like you said, I think it's one of those figures that if Hot Toys came out and said, boom, here's the announcement, here's Revan, I think the pre-orders would sell out before like the figures even out.
Absolutely.
I mean, I could be wrong, but if there's a figure that would, it's going to be him.
Just on looks alone, if you don't know anything about the character, you see that figure, it's like, holy shit, I have to get this.
I have to have it.
Yeah. Even exactly, I agree with that. Even if you don't know the backstory, just the coolness of the figure is gonna make you get it. Yep. And especially, the only way I can see stuff is sold out like this quick is if they do some type of limited run. That will encourage more people to pre-order because usually a lot of people I don't normally pre-order stuff like Danobi will say, I'm not a day one pre-order, but a lot of people are, and that's fine.
It
But
all depends on the character. It all
It
depends.
absolutely.
depends on the
Let me
character.
ask you
Yes.
something, Dante. If that exclusive during Sideshow Con wasn't the armor, and that exclusive was Mace Windu, you think that'd still be up on pre-order?
Sold out.
So yeah, I have to agree with Anthony. I think it would be sold. I mean, probably
Sold out.
waitlisted by now.
Yeah, definitely waitlisted.
Yeah, definitely waitlisted. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know
At
what?
minimum.
At minimum, talking about what you just mentioned, Aries, about what if, right? What if? We got back on the Star Wars celebration, we got the infamous General Grievous with the issues that we all know already. I mean, you guys, I don't know if you guys saw my review, but I got so many issues doing the review, especially the poses and the articulation was bad. Then Sasha came back and said, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you $10, new joints. Just leave it." So I'll you know what, I'll take it because I want to keep it. To be honest, I want to keep it. But now, this raises the question, and I think Desi mentioned this, and one of my viewers left me a comment on my review as well. And the thing is, do you think Sideshow had to rush this just so they can hold the license, so prevents from Hot Toys to actually do or produce Grievous? I'm going to start with Desi.
I speculating, right? I think so. When was the last time to put out a non-Clone Wars, right? So not there are 2 new Clone Wars figures, but a non-Clone War 6 scale figure. And I say that because I bet there is a separate license for those Clone Wars figures, the new ones that haven't even gone up for PO yet.
Right,
I think the last
animated series ones, right?
Yeah, I think the last new one, right? And I'm not talking about the Luke they may have, on their side, or a Vader or a C-3PO. Talking about the last new one was probably Lando in the skiff, right?
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. And
Yep,
that was the last year or the year before. So I'm thinking, hey, maybe they told him, if you don't put something out new or for PO, then you're going to lose the license, right? And that could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's a possibility. It happens all the time with media, with movies.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And they were like, okay, what's quick? You know what? Nobody's put out a General Grievous. Let's just put that guy out. We to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. 1, we keep that license. And 2, if we put it out, that means that Hot Toys can't, right? Because maybe that's just, we don't know what's going on with the license. So maybe that's it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, that's true. Fabio, so do you think, I mean, I know that did you order a Sideshow Grievous? I think you did, right?
I got
You
2.
did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, I'm keeping one. I know you're keeping that one as well. But do you think those rumors are, they have a point? Like they decided to rush this so they can hold it and prevent from Hot Toys to do Grievous?
I feel like the reason why they rushed it is more because I feel like they know that Hot Toys is coming with one. So that's my own theory on that. So I feel like they were like, let's get ours out of the way, before they get theirs, because if they're on the market at the same time, Sideshow's not going to sell as well as a Hot Toys would. So I feel like that's that's my opinion on that.
That's true. And Aries, do you think it's time to call the wizard for some answers for this?
He might just call tonight, but you must know that your pre-order is due. All right, so let me tell you what's going on here, okay? This is what I think. I kind of agree with Fabio's take. I think what this is they saw an opportunity, Sideshow, with all the different channels that were out there, the chatter, in the chats. There was a lot of requests for certain figures. There was, certainly, Ahsoka broke the internet when that was announced last year. After X, Hot Toys has been answering a lot of these calls. And I think Fabio's onto something. I think that, and Sideshow obviously is going to be privy to information because they're such a huge partner of Hot Toys, of things in the pipeline that are even being developed, probably even several years out, that we have no idea about. We may not even know about in a year that they know. And I really think that they were trying to get a jump start on this, not only before Hot Toys version came out, but also because they saw an opportunity during that time, the May 4th week. We're like, hey, we can just come out with this. They probably called the the manufacturer that originally put it together, probably was a quick, conversation. Can we get this together? Can you make these? Sure, we can do it. Everything's in order, R&D wise. Everything is in order, supply wise, materials wise. We could get it at this time. And they said, let's get it out. And everybody went bananas. And I think that is the reason why that they rushed this out. And I think it was a great gamble by them. But I think it bit them. And is it possible now that Hot Toys is sitting back and they're seeing all this and they're like, you know what? Let's go ahead and come out with our General Grievous, even if it takes 2.5 years. Let's just put it out. I'm telling you, a Hot Toys version is going to get teased or announced, baby. And I think before the end of the year.
Oof. Anthony, before I go to you, my friend, we have about 95 people watching right now. Please don't forget to like, because liking this video helps a lot. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my friend Desi, Fabio, Aries, and of course, Anthony from SIXTSCALEMAFIA. He's our new guest. So hopefully we'll have him more often in the show. And Anthony, going to you now. So, we're making good points here, right? Whether Sideshow decided to do this just to prevent Hot Toys from doing it, or this is actually a provocation to Hot Toys to say, you know what? Let me show you how this is done. What do you think?
Well, I'm not just saying it, but I mean, we had the topic too on my channel, and then we clipped that whole thing about our feelings on it. But you know what? No, I agree. I agree on both fronts here. It's similar to, I think, Universal, right, or even Fox at the time, where, and I don't know, I'm just assuming, but I know with them, like when they had the licensing rights, they had to put something out within this time frame, and if they don't put it out, the contract expires.
Right.
Or something to that effect, right? So that's why they were just cranking out these movies. They're like, well, we got to put out something, or we're going to lose it. So I don't know if that's the case here.
It could be.
But I'm telling you, Hot Toys, no matter what, they know their business and they know their market. So this right here is an opportunity, if nothing else, if all like legalities aside or whatever the contracts are, Hot Toys can swoop in on this and totally capitalize, like 100%. Because this to me, without getting too deep into it, this was the second burn for me from Sideshow, like where I'm like, okay, I'm not, like, I canceled my pre-order, like I think right before the end of May, like right when they brought it out with the whole May 4th time. It lasted about 2 weeks, and in my gut I was like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think anything's changed. And so for me it paid off, right? I mean, but for everybody else, I feel bad for everybody, because he is such a popular character. And a unique figure, in the collection that, when it's being shipped and it's broken in the box, even like I've seen so many, without getting too deep into, but you guys all know, it's just, it's a botched release. It's a, it's a half-assed release. And I think it upset a lot of people straight up. And, don't be afraid. I know there's a lot of people that are like, hey, at least we got them. And it's like, no, man, you got to vote with your wallet and vote with your voice, man. And let people know that, this isn't acceptable especially for the price point. You're charging these Hot Toys prices and you're giving me broken figures or, loose joints, or just, it's a joke.
And the biggest slap in the face is like, here, you fix it. You know what I mean? Like, we'll send you the points, you fix it.
Yeah. And this is funny because EC and I, we were talking about this in our Unfiltered show. It's pretty much kind of like you pay $300+, you get $10 as a rebate and parts to customize your own figure. So, what's the point of paying that much money, especially because, and I'm just going to close this topic because I know, we've been talking about like broken record about this, everyone. But the point is, that it is kind of disappointed because they promised us something different of what was delivered.
Yes, that was the thing.
And that was the huge issue. And some of them got lucky. Some of them were much better joints. The one that I got was crappy. It was very fragile, very loosey. And you guys can see on the video, like if I shake it just a little bit, the arms fall down. You can see some pin chips on the joints. So it wasn't the best figure. The overall look is nice. Don't make me wrong. If you don't touch it, it's a beautiful figure. But as soon as you put your finger on it,
You
it
don't
falls
touch it.
apart. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're even afraid. I was so afraid to actually unbox it. When I was recording the video, I was taking it with such a care. It's like I have a newborn in my hands.
Using a bomb.
I'm telling you, man, it was so frustrating. But
that's frustrating. I'm just gonna say for $326 shipped. I'm just saying.
it is frustrating. But you know what? Let's close off this topic of Grievous. Enough with it. I think the rumors that people were saying about it is it possible that they doing this so Hatos doesn't do it? I think Hatos is gonna do a Grievous. I think
Matter
it's
of
just a
time.
matter of when. But they're gonna show them how it is done. I can see Grievous with diecast pieces, especially on the legs, on the joints. They're gonna figure out something cool. And it's probably gonna be a DX, probably it's gonna be Iron Man money. So we definitely gonna see one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We'll get like a K2SO IG-11
Yeah.
hybrid, just
Right.
masterfully engineered. Like, it's just, if it happens, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I'm thinking it. I can't make it, but I know Hot Toys
Right.
can, and like,
right.
With
so,
nice
like,
paint
I
apps.
think so.
I-
Yeah, and if I can just say, just for the the sake of it, because this has been up in arms for a couple weeks now, that like, if you like the figure, because I know people that got it and they're like, I'm just gonna deal with it. It's fine. I like it. I'll work on the joints, whatever.
Mhm.
I see a lot of people just automatically saying, hey, well, don't buy that. That's garbage or blah blah blah. And it's like, if you want to get upset about the company, that's cool. But like, I see so many people in all these different groups, like always just like attacking somebody for liking it, and it's like, that's
Yeah.
not what it's about.
One person's
Like,
junk is another person's treasure. You're exactly
Agreed.
right.
exactly.
Yep.
Agreed.
So enjoy what you have if you like it, but just
Right.
yeah.
Right. And even despite the issues, I'm keeping my figure, and everyone knows because I said it publicly in my videos and everywhere. Because I like the figure. Yes, it is not the perfect figure. Yes, I'm gonna wait until I get the fixed joints and see if that actually fixed the problem. But eventually, as when we had this figure in the first place that went up in price, it's gonna happen the same thing with this one. Because it is just the nature of the beast, I think, right? But by the way, enough with Grievous, guys. Don't forget to answer the poll questions. I'm just gonna put throughout the show some questions, so I just want to see, and then at the end I'm gonna share the results with everyone, right? So just make sure that you check that out. Now that we are enough with the Grievous thing, now let's talk about the new Mando season. So this is something that we are all waiting, me especially, and a lot of people, because I love the Mandalorian. I think that was the perfect show, perfect time, and because of this show, new shows are coming next, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot of figures. But I heard some rumors, and I don't know if this is true, if or it's not, but I heard some rumors that, and I'm gonna start with Eris on this one, that we might see Mace Windu in the Mandalorian season 3. What do you think?
Is it possible? I mean, come on. I mean, listen, I'm gonna point this out to all of you and put on your thinking caps with this, because this will blow your mind, and it's a simple statement. Favreau and Filoni are going to try and find a way in season 3 to do better than revealing Bo-Katan, Ahsoka Tano, Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, R2-D2, and mentioning Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Mm-hmm.
So is it possible that they're going to come up with another 7 characters that are going to blow your mind, or are they just going to go ahead and take another route, which we hope that they don't do? And the Mandalorian season 3 is just going to be, oh yeah, there was really nothing going on. They're going to take it easy. They're just going to, come on. Are you kidding me? Look,
Yeah, no,
I
hope
can
not.
absolutely see, especially, the Mandalorian seems to be the core, seems to be the arrow in the Arrowverse, where they can go ahead and introduce certain characters and then put them in spin-off shows or kind of tie them in together in something like they did in like an Elseworlds or something like that they did in the they're basically making the Arrowverse over here with all these different spin-offs attached to the Mandalorian timeline anyway. So all bets are off when you're talking about characters that are in, you know, the Clone Wars, that are in the Bad Batch. You're talking about Cad Bane. You're talking about Mace Windu. You're talking about this. You're talking about that. 1,000%. I don't think that this is a real shot in the dark. It's very, very possible.
It is very possible. Fabio, you know, this picture looks pretty good, actually. You know, I was just looking for pictures.
Is that real? Like somebody made that? Where's that from?
Somebody made
that. I mean, yeah, I was just going to say, as I'm talking all through this, as soon as you said that, Fabio, I was like, if I had my head in the sand this week, is this official?
Is it, right?
I know, right? It looks good. It looks great. Like that could be a promo.
Right. Kudos to me that I did my research and I was able to find this awesome picture. Actually, this one caught my eye. I'm like, damn, this one looks sick. I haven't seen this one out there. Like, I don't know, whoever did this, good job. But Fabio, what do you think? Do you think we're gonna see Mace Windu? You know, based on what we've seen so far, everything is gonna go into that route.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, you know, hopefully, but I feel like they're attaching old characters to the new things. You know what I mean? So I feel like they're captivating the new audience, but also keeping the old audience with the old characters that the new audience maybe don't know of or don't really remember, or you know what I mean? So I feel like absolutely, why not?
Desi, what do you think?
Definitely anything is possible, and they're going to continue to, like Aries says, right? The Mandalorian is going to continue to deliver fan service. And look at all the characters introduced. They're going to have to introduce some more characters, not maybe in flashbacks or maybe just in real time like they did in the last season. Now, for Mace, I'm wondering, is it going to be Mandalorian or during the Obi-Wan show? Could be either.
Could be either. Anthony, do you think we're gonna see Mace Windu finally revealed in the Mandalorian? And you know, and how will they be able to bring him in the show? We can speculate.
That's why they pay the writers for that one. I don't. I'm not sure. I can't think of a good way, but I know they can if they do. And you know, I'll say this. I like how they're bridging gaps. And that's kind of in a simple sense that, like, I'm more original trilogy fan. When the prequels came out, I didn't really care for them. They've kind of aged on me over time now that all this time's passed. So I like them for what they are. I like how they expanded the lore with the animations that I still need to finish. But, you know, I mean, they're cool for what they are. Mandalorian, to me, is original trilogy, you know, or just slightly post-original trilogy. So when I'm watching Mandalorian, the reason why I think it's so great is because it reminds me of that original trilogy time, the stuff that I just fell in love with as a kid. So now if they can take stuff, for example, like how they the flashback and they showed the battle droids in the Mandalorian, right? Like little things like that where they're like, hey, okay, we're taking some prequel stuff and we're mixing it in, and that's gonna get, you know, people for me like me that are more original trilogy fans might get more interested in some of this prequel stuff, you know, or vice versa. So, and like you were saying, fan service, it is fan service, and I don't know if there's too much fan service, you know, at least in Star Wars, but I like where they're going with it. They don't push it too far over, you know, like in your face, hey, we're just doing this to do, you know. It seems like they're going on a path. They have a plan. I'm hoping, like you're saying, hopefully season 3 is not just like, well, ho hum, you know, Grogu's gone. What are we gonna do? Is it gonna be like a Walking Dead thing where it's just they're talking and walking and nothing really going? You know, like I doubt that. So I'm pretty sure big things are coming, and they're setting up all the spin-off shows. So I'm excited. It's finally, and whatever anybody's opinions are on the sequel movies. You know, that's a whole different debate for another time, but it's nice that we're talking about Star Wars again. Like in a, you know, 20 years ago, it was like, oh, the prequels stink. The original's the best. And there was just that was the only real conversation. It was just kind of this little, you know, you just kind of quip with people at like comic book stores or, you know, out in the streets or whatever. And
people forget about that. It was heated.
It was
Yeah.
heated. It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To this day, it still is.
Yeah, a little
It
bit. Like I
still
said,
is.
it's tapered off for me. It only took 20 years, but it's tapered off a bit. So, you know, I enjoy, like I recently watched them. I have a friend of mine who's never watched Star Wars, like any of them. I was like, really? We're
Really?
gonna fix that. So 1 through 6. Sorry, but that was it. That's what we watched. So you know, but so I got a little appreciation for it. You know, I really love
Right.
Qui-Gon. I love Darth Maul. You know, so I'm stoked. And like Eric was saying, when they name drop Thrawn, like I'm original Thrawn, 1991, you know, Heir of the Empire. I love Thrawn. Like all the books behind me up there, those are my original hardcovers, and then the new Thrawn trilogy. I'm so stoked. And they're republishing them. Disney's reprinting them
Right.
in the midst of their High Republic event, but they're still bringing
Wow.
out these legends,
Wow.
right? So, and then you got the Black Series Luke with the Yusselmari on him, the Heir of the Empire Black Series coming out. I'm like, all right, am I overthinking things?
No,
Or
all
do they
bets
know
are
what
off.
they're doing? You know,
Yes,
right. So come on, people are like, what is that? Is that canon? They were reading the description on the box.
And here's the other thing, real quick, if I could chime in there,
Sure,
Dante,
sure.
too.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got to remember, this is science fiction. And to Six Scale Mafia's point, as long as they bring this fan service in tastefully, which they have been doing, they've been doing it very, very carefully, and I believe that they're going to continue to do that. But you had Darth Maul cut in half, fall down an endless pit. He's alive. The Emperor was killed by Luke. He's alive. Look, there's all kinds of speculation. And now you said you're following, you know, you can look at, you know, Star Wars Meg, a lot of the rumors out there. They're 1000% going to be playing with altered timelines. It's going to happen. They have to find a way to explain Grogu. So anyone who was dead, or you're thinking it's dead because of this isn't, you know, Gone with the Wind. This isn't, you know, the Shawshank Redemption. We're not basing anything on a true story or real life. Okay, I don't need Star Wars to make sense. Anything that could go to warp 10, okay, or that could blow up a planet. Stop. I don't want to hear about realisticness. These people are going to come back, and fan favorite characters like Darth Maul, or some of these people like Mace Windu. Mace Windu flew out a window, so he can use his other hand to use the Force, and he can limp his way. These people are all going to be alive if fans want them. They're not going to be like, oh, they're dead. It's not a true story. This ain't a true story.
I know.
If it's marketable, like you got to look at
yeah.
comic books. If you've read comic books, nobody ever dies, right?
They don't die.
No.
And this is all Marvel. This is Disney now.
Don't make some
Palpatine,
way to-
remember? Palpatine, hello. We're talking about that.
Yeah, I
Palpatine,
mean, if they're gonna do Palpatine, I mean, even Maul, like Maul,
Darth Maul, like
Windu falling out a window is more feasible surviving than Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The craziest thing is that the crazier the story to bring somebody back, I feel like even though it's like unfathomable, like it's like it makes it even better. You know what I mean? It's like holy crap, they're back. You know what I mean?
yeah, like Boba Fett, right? Like everyone thought is done, dead, and then boom, he came back.
Yeah.
So, before I continue, I want to give a shout out to Don Prime in the house. What's up, Don? Thank you for showing up, my friend, tonight. To Don, you know, I think it is very possible, just because, you know, I think Samuel Jackson publicly said that he, you know, will be more than happy to play the character one more time, and based on what we've seen in the prequels, right, that he's just, you know, dumped through the window. You know, I think he survived. It is very possible that he's going to be alive. It is very possible that he's going to be part of the story, you know, and that's the beauty of the Mandalorian. You know, they brought the characters that we never thought we were going to see in live action, like Ahsoka, for example, Thrawn, Bo-Katan, you name it. So I think it is very possible that we're going to see Mace Windu in season 3. But another rumor, and this one I have to give a shout out to the Star Wars Meg, because she was the one who brought this up, is that we're gonna see in the book of Boba Fett a more angrier Boba Fett, and not only that, trying to, you know, go to the people who own him and use a new different armor. So that's actually pretty interesting. But before I do that, We are about 100 people watching right now. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, because liking this video helps a lot. Let's get to 100 likes. Come on, I know we can do it. I'm gonna put a poll in a few minutes, so let's answer that. Don't forget to subscribe to Desi, Fabio, Anthony, SIXTSCALEMAFIA, and of course my friend Aris from SIXTSCALE Cantina. So I'm gonna start this one with Desi. So Desi, the rumor has it that our friend Boba Fett, it's gonna be he's gonna go rogue, man. He's gonna start killing people. He's gonna wear new armor. Those are the rumors. What do you think?
Well, he's definitely going to kill people.
Has
Right?
to.
Robert Rodriguez is producing this stuff. So yeah, definitely.
You're gonna see blood.
And as far as a variation to the armor, and the way I interpret that is maybe not a new armor. It's not like, I don't think he'll give up his father's armor unless they write that into the story. Maybe it's just like, hey, he's sanding it down. It's not cruddy anymore. He's repainting it different colors, whatever. But as far as he's going to get a new look, 1,000%. I'll bet my entire Hot Toys collection. That's just that's just merchandising. How are you not going to get a new look, right? Like 100% that's going to happen. I'm curious to see what it's going to be. Is it just a new paint job? Is it like, oh, certain pieces are getting replaced because they're, they don't work anymore? What's it going to be?
And Don made a good point. He said Revenge of Fett, possible black armor repaint upgrade, since there will be flashback in between Empire and Jedi. Neat differences in custom. Don, if you are up, I'm gonna send you the link if you want to join us. So if you can, obviously. But Fabio, what do you think about all this information that Don just shared to us?
No, that would make sense because, like I said, they had to show you the original colors for people to know who he was. So they had to introduce him that way. But there's no reason why they wouldn't upgrade the armor. It's just, it's just common sense to do so.
Yeah, I know. Eris, I know you have a lot to talk about this. I know. I can see you shaking your head.
Listen, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
Ooh.
All right. Let me tell you what's going to happen here. So if you notice with the repaint armor, okay, if you notice with the armor that Boba Fett was using in the original trilogy, it was already worn out, okay? So keep that in mind. And then if you look at the armor was really, really worn out in the Mandalorian. And then he did a quick, you brought this to like whatever, one of those Earl Schrei paint job places. You got a real quick little, primer on there. You kind of spray painted it. All right, this kind of looks a little bit acceptable. Let me put a little spit in my hair. All right, good. We're kind of done up. This is exactly what they're going to do. Look, they are absolutely not going to change what Boba Fett's look is. That would be like making Darth Vader's suit blue. They're not going to go ahead and do that in live action. What they're going to do is they're going to take the Boba Fett and they're going to shine that baby up. Just like the way Jango Fett's was. We've never seen Boba Fett's armor the way it really, really was when it was completely looking really, really good. So I think that's going to be the reiteration you're going to see with Boba Fett. I think what you're going to see, so you're going to get a different armor with that. And it's going to be really shined up, but you're going to recognize, people are going to recognize it's not the prototype Boba Fett. It's not the blue and purple Boba Fett. That's Boba Fett. But the Mandalorian, that's where you're going to drastically see that armor change. Right now, it's like it's all shiny and that, but that costume is going to evolve probably more than any other Mandalorian as that goes on through the Mandalorian series. But I actually, I think Boba Fett's armor stays the same. It just gets that look we've never seen, but you'll be able to identify it's him.
Yes, and I'm thinking about the what Don just said about the repaint black suit. Right there, I'm sold. Right there, I'm sold, because that's exactly what I want to see. Anthony, what do you think? Black suit, repaint, flashbacks. Looks like we can have an action-packed show.
It's part of the maybe a part of the problem because being such a fan of Boba Fett, I'd buy them all. So it's like if you're gonna make a few more, that's okay, I'm game, as long as, because then there's something for everybody,
right?
Because some are gonna be like, oh, a black like suit, cool, right? But like what Aries is saying there, I think it is if it's a Django situation, Because I mean, when you saw Django, I mean, he's clean, right? I mean, he was dialed in. That suit looked like super nice, super shiny, super clean. If they come out a version like that, but you know, and like you said, you see him, you know, it's Boba Fett. Like he's super identifiable, but he's just super cleaned out. That's what I'm looking for more than anything. Like I didn't get the hot toy that's coming. I was thinking about it, and I'm just not sure which one to get because I really like the head sculpt. You know, so I don't know if I want to get the throne or if I want to get the him in the robe with the staff, the 2-pack. So one of them I'm getting, but that's the thing. I don't want to get like I mean, I would if I could afford it, but I don't want to get every single one. So I'm still kind of like, it's not going out yet. Then the show's coming. Then we're gonna announce some more stuff. It's inevitable, like you said. You know, it's merchandising. You know, you look at Marvel. You got 25 movies. You got at least 25 Iron Man. You know, if not, you know, obviously more. So it's now, like they're always changing.
Now, one thing they could do, Six Scale Mafia, with this, as I'm thinking about it, because I think they've got to keep the integrity of Boba Fett looking like Boba Fett. But there could be like a special version where, I don't know, like he has to go to, this is going to be a bad example, but he has to go to, you know, one of his, you know, he has to go to a funeral and he's going to go ahead and wear a black special suit for that event, or he has to go into some kind of volcanic thing at such a high temperature that he's got to go to, you know, some kind of suit for that mission. But then he's going to put on the others, right? So that people are not like, well, is that Boba Fett? Now he's blue. He's going to be blue now the next 3 years, and no one's going to get it. But for us, but if he just changes it for an episode or for, you know, a certain mission, but then puts it back, then I see it.
Or Kenner colors.
Or Kenner colors.
Right.
Anything.
Or Kenner colors.
Well, that's the only Boba I have right now is the vintage Fett. I was gonna get that animated one, but it just out of nowhere just, you know, it went up, you know, a few months back. I was like, okay, so vintage is mine right now. But you bring up a point. You remind me of when, and I know if it's been done before, but what comes to mind was like 89 Batman, right? When you have Batman and Batman Returns coming out, and we had the toy line, you'd have like Arctic suit Batman and, you know, like fireproof Batman, or, you know, it's like that. That's what I'm thinking. Like they'll do stuff like that where they're just going to create suits. And even if it's just an episode, it's been shown. So therefore it can be a figure, you know? And without detracting, like you're saying, oh, he's this color now. No, he's on this mission or something, so he's wearing this right now, and then he's back to normal. But it was shown on screen, so we're gonna make him.
That's true. Exactly. That's true. And guys, please don't forget to like. We are about 50. Let me see. We are about 54 likes. So we're 110 people watching. So let's make it to 100 likes. Come on, we can do it. Let's do it.
Easy, guys. Yeah, everybody hit a like on that one.
And of course, don't forget to subscribe to all my friends here channels. I put the links in the description below. Most importantly, I do think we're gonna see. Somebody mentioned the single songwriter said black, red, gray armor would look awesome for Boba Fett, and I do agree. Those are perfect colors. I agree. I'm gonna agree with Don Prime. I think we're gonna see a black suit, or black armor rather. Boba Fett, gray and red. I'm thinking about the red one. I'm probably thinking more like in the green, maybe like a nice green with some golden color, probably, just to show that it's Boba Fett, right?
How about a Venomized one?
Or a Venomized at this point, yeah, that would be more for hot toys to do.
At this point, right?
Oh,
let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah, no, you know me. I picked him up right away.
Like a Venomized Boba Fett. Oh yeah, that one, right? The girl.
Yes. I'm into all that, man. I love all that Venomized stuff. It's all just like kind of out there, you know, off the wall, and yeah.
What's going to be great with all these Boba Fetts is just having them for me like every version right next to one another, like in a museum pose and a nice clean display. Like for me, I'm just picturing that in my head and just the evolution of Boba Fett's armor from beginning to end. Like that for me, it's great display.
Yeah, it is. And Anthony, going back to your point about which one to decide, whether you get the 2-pack Boba Fett or the one that it was shown at the end of the Mandalorian, you know Hot Toys, right? They're always gonna do something that is gonna make you buy both versions, no matter what, right?
Doc and Marty right now is the newest example.
Is the newest example, and that makes like the decision even harder. When the Tupac was announced, I was very happy to see that, because if you think about it, right, the Tamara Morrison's body with the head sculpt, it is pretty much, a new, like an overall new figure, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense to put it together in a two-pack, so you have one character and Boba Fett with armor. Now, what they did with the Boba Fett from the Mandalorian is very clever, because now they're gonna throw us the throne, right? And not only that, they're gonna throw us, hopefully, which is gonna be the first news I want to share tonight, about a Boba Fett friend, Fennec. So a lot of people asking, what's up with Fennec? Is she's gonna happen? She won't happen. Fennec is gonna happen. And not only that, it is very possible. This is what I heard. Very possible that it's gonna be sometime next month. Hopefully sooner. But that's what I heard. Again, this is a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't kill me if it doesn't happen. Don't love me if it happens. But Aries, I know that you are. I'm gonna say you were one of the first people talk. Well, I think you were the first talking about this. The possibility of having Fennec. We have to have a Boba Fett, the throne. What do you think about this news? I pretty much know already, because your friend the wizard knows it all.
My friend the wizard, and he's all your friend too. He comes through for us, baby. And listen, I got the blue spotchka right here talking about this. So this is brilliant marketing. Let's get down. They went ahead and they released this early. And this was number one for, a month. Over a month. It was like, oh my goodness, at that price point, selling. And so with it coming out, and I thought this was going to be coming out as I was thinking about it, this Fennec, closer to the book of Boba Fett, but not too far out, but not too close. So coming out with this figure sometime in October, whether it's the first week, between then and Halloween, is the perfect timing, as all the marketing hype for the book of Boba Fett is going to be super hot, starting to come out now. And as it gets closer to December, and then coming out with that figure then, not only is going to bring Fennec all the way up to the top of the pre-orders, it's going to carry this Boba Fett on the throne back up towards the top as well. And is it possible that some collectors were just waiting to get this figure because they didn't want to have this and not have the accompanying piece, or have to wait for the accompanying piece for like 2 years after? So they were waiting. And I really believe that they were. And it's brilliant marketing, and it's brilliant marketing by Disney to kind of keep everything going. So I think that your rumor is right. I believe it's going to come out in October, and I believe that it's a great marketing push that they're doing, and it's going to catapult Boba Fett and the throne back up to the top. So that's what I think.
It is. Fabio, you know this. You also mentioned this in one of the live streams that, this is going to happen soon, and boom, I think the next day happened. This is going to be, obviously I'm going to get this figure. I love Boba Fett, one of my favorite characters as well. But the fact that we finally, again, this is a rumor, that Fennec is closer to be announced, even better. Right?
Well, and the show's supposed to come out in December, right?
Yep.
So yeah, everything y'all just said is perfect, because like I said, he shot up as soon as this was announced. They teased Fennec, Now the hype's kind of died down a little bit as far as pre-orders and everything. Then all of a sudden, boom, here's Fennec, right? Then boom, she's going up, he's going up. A month or so rolls by, the show starts. Now there's even more hype. It's just all about that momentum. So yeah, I believe it. If it's true, great. If not, it's gonna happen, but sooner than later. We'll see. I think so. Because their business. Right. They know what they're doing.
Right.
They're building it up.
Right, and I meant to say Fabio, because Fabio's actually, I just got confused, but Fabio said it the day before about all this Boba Fett with the throne, and then it happened like the next day. I was like, yo, wow, it was just perfect timing, I guess. But Fabio, do you think? I know you ordered this already. I know for a fact you did. But now that Fennec is rumored to be released sometime in October, you know, it's gonna make a lot of collectors happy, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, but I was going to say, I didn't say that. Aries said that. He mentioned the whole throne image on his show, and he showed it, and then that's when it came out days later. What I said was the DX, thing that came out.
Okay, yeah. You're right. You're right.
No, but absolutely no. If this comes out, people are going to go nuts just because of that throne, that the way that looks. Just to have that pair is going to be insane.
It's gonna
I
be
can't wait.
sick.
Can't wait.
And Desi, with all the particulars of this throne, and you're the artist in the group, like I mean, we took a closer look at this, the paint application, the detail. I mean, it does look fantastic, man.
Yeah, no, it looks awesome. This is an awesome set, and Aries called it right that they were going to release it. So when you have this, and if you bring up that picture again, man, I was just looking at it, and I know we've all seen it, but that is an amazing set. Not only from a toy perspective, but just from an art perspective, every perspective, it's an amazing set to just have, especially with Fennec. When they finally release Fennec, and they will, I'm sure it's coming real soon. So,
and Desi, about that Fennec, it really looks good. Like even the tailoring from it. I mean, from your perspective on that, I mean, just from looking at that from the side view, I'm pretty pumped up about to see that.
It's first of all, it's a great character design outside of a toy. But again, Hot Toys, even in that prototype, it's knocking it out of the park with the tailoring. It is difficult to work with soft goods and get that weight right.
True.
Hot Toys, in my humble opinion, was the first to do it right, and then everybody has followed. A lot of third-party companies. That's cool, and they continue to do it. It is not easy to do that, and that figure shows it.
Yeah, and I want to thank OG Fan. Thank you for the $5 donation, my friend. I appreciate it. You're never late, my friend. You can come in anytime. You're part of the family, man. We're family. We're gonna get memes all over the place. Hello, hello, all. Coming in late, but perfect timing since Boba Fett is the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy and must have all Boba Fett's. Man, I'm agreeing with you, man. Like, I love Boba Fett, and I mean, I don't have every single version. I do have the I mean, I had it because for the reviews, but then I part ways. But I have the Return of the Jedi one, and obviously I'm gonna get the 2-pack and the one with the throne because I think that one is beautiful. Beautiful. It's a must-have. And now that Fennec is rumored to be released sometime in October, again, take it with a grain of salt. Even better. Even better, man. But thank you. I appreciate the $5 donation. Thank you so much, my friend, for the support. And we're gonna have a lot of things going on. I mean, somebody's saying that Fennec is gonna be a NYCC exclusive, which is also possible. So that's why it makes sense to be in October because Comic-Con is in October. So
can you imagine that? Boy, if you talk about that for a second, if that figure becomes an exclusive, like the armor, I mean, what does that do? Wow. I mean, because you're really not gonna. I mean, I know for me, I'm sure there's gonna be sub collectors and it's fine. I need Fennec with that set, unless I'm not getting it with the throne. So that's interesting if they did something like that. It'd be really interesting.
Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Is it possible that you would say? At this point, man, anything is possible. That will be perfect, right? And I think if that's the case, it's gonna help a lot for people to pre-order the one with the throne. It's gonna encourage people to do it more and more and more and more. You know, because if you have Fennec in your hand within a few weeks, I mean, come on, it's a no-brainer for a lot of people. I would do that, right? If I didn't pre-order it.
They've done weird things this year, and I'm still shaking my head over the 2-pack Boba Fett Deluxe with the Boba Fett with the robes on. Because one thing that I feel like we all keep forgetting, I keep forgetting too, when I don't think about this until I think about it. OG Fan put all Boba Fett's, must have most feared Boba Fett. He's right. Must have all Boba Fett's. If you don't buy that 2-pack, you're not going to have that Boba Fett in the robes. And that is Boba Fett. Think about it for a second. I'm still shaking my head over that.
I know.
It's tough.
And Dan Prime made a good point. Come on, 64 likes is a rookie numbers, man. Let's do. We are more than 100 people watching already, like 115 people. Let's make it to 100 likes. Por favor, support everyone here.
Yes.
Subscribe to Desi, subscribe to Fabio, to Anthony Six Scale Mafia, and of course Aries from Six Scale Cantina if you haven't yet. But yeah, I mean, I can wait. I really hope this is true. I hope we see Fennec sooner rather than later. But moving on to another show and Star Wars show, because we're talking about Star Wars at least for the next few more minutes. So we're gonna see Obi-Wan, the Obi-Wan show coming, right? And this is the people that are gonna be in the show with some perhaps surprises. But I heard again from Star Wars Mag. I actually watched the videos, very interesting. If you guys haven't, you should subscribe. Very nice content. She mentioned about that the show, the Obi-Wan show, is gonna have some type of side story, which is gonna concentrate on a younger version of Princess Leia, and that sounds pretty interesting to me. So we might have a kid Leia, right? Like a child Leia. Aries, I'm gonna start with you because you are the Star Wars man here. So have you heard about that?
This is the first I've heard about this, and I usually watch, Star Wars Mag. I watch Doomcock, all those shows. I just haven't the last month or so. It's just because I've been just so crazy this summer. But hey, I mean, it's an opportunity, and as far as how that relates to Hot Toys, look, I mean, how many people are, rooting for a young Anakin, which I think with that actor who portrayed Anakin from, the first movie, that would maybe difficult to do. Probably nothing's impossible. So we could still see that figure perhaps, but to get that sign off. But anyway, sure. I mean, look at all the Leias, whether it's a New Hope Leia from the original trilogy, or the Hoth Leia from Empire Strikes Back, or the Bespin Leia from Empire Strikes Back, or the Endor Leia. Now you're seeing the Last Jedi Leia, which was starting to trend up last month and is now really starting to trend up. All these Leia figures are, they're very, very highly sought after. So, again, movies, there's not a whole lot of movie content right now for Star Wars. And even when they do start releasing those, it's going to be mixed in with streaming, because Disney has discovered, I don't have to pay all this percentage to Cinemark anymore. I could stream a percentage of it. And it's just what happens. It's just something that was discovered because of COVID. So world's changed a little bit.
Yep.
So they're going to come out with a lot of figures just from shows. So is it possible, if they have a young Leia like that we can have a figure, maybe even perhaps, with some kind of, beast or, animal or something like that, or droid that's a companion with like a kind of 2-pack? Yes, it is.
And that will be good. And I want to welcome my friend, Brother Cousin Stores Review. Welcome, my friend, in the house.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's up, Brother Cousins?
What's up?
Thanks for joining us. We want to keep it like not too many people, but we have so many good people like we can use. So let's just chime in, man. Let's chime in. Thank you, man, for making it. Appreciate it. So I'm gonna go with you, Brother Cousins, because you just joined. So we were talking about the new Obi-Wan series and the possibility of, well, actually not the possibility, but the rumor that is gonna be kind of like a side story within the show that is gonna concentrate on the younger version of Leia. And before you go, Don Prime is in the house. Don, my friend, thanks for joining us.
Evening, folks.
Don?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, yeah, with this, I can definitely see this happening. Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, they have access to the timeline makes sense. Yeah, so I could definitely see this happening.
Yeah, this will be actually pretty good. When I heard this, and Don, I'm gonna go with you because you were giving us some information on the chat. Um, is that rumor for real? Because I that's what I heard, that they're gonna be doing a show. I mean, a show, but like a side story within the show where Leia is gonna be part of, like, important piece of the story.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. And obviously, Aries is gonna love this. That Bail Organa is obviously the fact there's going to be a young Leia is also going to be a heavy influence in the series as well. So there's your 2-pack, Bail Organa and a young Leia using the body of the eventual Omega we're going to get, or Omega. So I do buy into the fact there might be a slight side story. Now, I don't know if it's going to be as large people are potentially making out to be. It might be like 2 to 3 minutes or just a few scenes in each episode to kind of build it up. But then again, it could be, 15 minutes of each episode, which is basically, showing how Leia is being trained by Bail, essentially become the leader of the rebellion in case he dies, which essentially does happen once the Death Star blows Alderaan up. Because, and again, Mon Mothma, she's a senator, she's like the quote-unquote leader on paper, but anybody who watches, Leia is realistically even with the rebellion before the resistance, she was the one that, got everything done.
Hey, listen, Don, I'm going to do this because I think you know, and I know, and a lot of us here know it's going to happen. So, when they officially release the Jimmy Smits Bail Organa figure, I'm going to take a day off of work, and I'm going to dub it the global Bail Organa day holiday, and I'm going to do an all-day stream. I'm going to start it up real early in the morning, 8 o'clock, and we're just going to go all the way through past midnight talking about Bail Organa. We'll bring one guest in after another. There you go. That's what we're going to do.
In the background, though, you got to play all the Law and Order ones. Where he's and like on the hour on every hour, you got to do that dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, exactly. God. You got to do that on the hour every hour. So, but I mean, at this point, I do think it's a possibility because, again, if Bail Organa was played by some, I don't want to be mean, but like no-name actor, in the early 2000s, it'd be one thing. But it's Jimmy Smits, and he's had a decent career. And if he's going to be back, I mean, it's already been established in Rogue One. So being in Rogue One already sets up him in this series. A lot of people don't realize that, but his simple appearance in Rogue One essentially gives, the precedent to establish the backstory in Kenobi. Exactly. Again, obviously we've seen it when he went to the Jedi Temple and the 501st told him, basically, it's time to leave now, sir. I mean, and that was basically the starting point for him being one of the main leaders of the rebellion. But I honestly do think it's an honest potential. Now, it might be one of those Toy Fair exclusives, potentially for 2023. I don't see it going into full mass production, but I do potentially... I think the chances are higher than not that we actually would see a Bail Organa.
Yeah, that will be perfect. And Anthony, looking at this picture here, the Obi-Wan cast, right? I mean, obviously they didn't disclose every character because they will be spoiling the show. Right. But all I can see here is Hot Toys, man. I can see a couple versions of Obi-Wan, a couple versions of Darth Vader, perhaps.
I can tell you. Oh, sorry.
Perhaps a 2-pack. I don't know. It's just it calls me for a potential of awesome figures when the Obi-Wan show is released.
Well, speaking of awesome figures, I see two right off the bat. You're going to see an Inquisitor, and you're going to see Saw Gerrera.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I really want to see an Inquisitor.
Jackson Jr., he was the voice of Saw in Bad Batch.
Oh, really?
Yep. And then Soon King, I think he's playing Fifth Brother, the same Fifth Brother from Rebels.
Oh wow, no, I didn't know that. So do you think it's gonna be like a younger version?
Yeah. Now,
No,
again,
it shouldn't be, right?
we
No,
don't
it
know
should be
the
old.
actual. I mean, it could be 5 to 7 years before A New Hope,
Yeah, it's
or
older,
you know,
yeah.
exactly. So it'll be younger versions. Now, we don't know potentially what Saw is going to look like. I mean, we don't know if they're going to establish, he's normal like we see him at the end of Bad Batch going in, and then something in this series is what basically turns him into a semi-Vader, where he has all the robotic appendages and he needs the breathing apparatus. So I don't know.
Yeah. Wow, Anthony. So what do you think? How many Hot Toys can you see from this list?
Well, it depends, dude, because like Hot Toys is so weird too, right? Because on one thing, like we brought this up a few days ago, I think, but like Captain America, I think, what was it? The Winter Soldier, right? There was like 7 Hot Toys for that movie.
The Civil War? No, what's the Civil War?
Well, we had Fury, Widow, a couple different casts with Steve Rogers, Winter Soldier, Falcon. Yeah. Like, and you think about that stuff, and then other things they have like 2 characters. So it's really weird, like how they operate. I'm not really quite sure, but if Obi-Wan is going to be as popular as I think it's going to be, like is it going to be higher than Mando, higher than Boba Fett? I don't know. It's up there, right? So
yeah, it's going to be
it's hard because I see it too. I just see it. It's Hot Toys has ruined me,
right?
Because anytime I see stuff, I'm like, okay, all right, where's the figure? Where's the figure coming?
And here's an interesting thing, because you look at all these actors on there, actresses, and trying to figure out who's going to play what and what they could come out with. And besides the obvious of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader, Anakin, there could be something where you see C-3PO for 5 minutes in this show, and then Hot Toys goes, here's your C-3PO from the Kenobi show. We're like, well, you didn't even see that coming.
Right.
Yeah. And Fabio, don't go in that far away. I mean, we spoke about this before. Like, I can definitely see 2 versions of Vader. Maybe a battle damage one, maybe a 2-pack. I mean, come on, what do you think? Do you think we're gonna see a lot of figures?
It depends. In my opinion, depends on the popularity of the show. Depending on how if people enjoy it, what the storyline's going to be. But I like, Hot Toys as usual. They'll make whatever they feel is going to make the money, and anything Star Wars at this point is going to make the money. So it's a no-brainer for them.
We're definitely going to get an Anakin.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to happen, right? That's why they keep putting out reissues, right? I mean, when you have War Machine Mark 1 selling for $800-900, and Iron Man, was it Mark 46, before 45? I don't remember. Everybody's like, they see the market, and they're like, people are dropping a lot of money on these figures, and light side and dark side Anakin are still, as high demand. So the Hot Toys is going to capitalize that. Oh, they're coming out with an Obi-Wan show. Anakin's going to be in there. Why wouldn't they? And it'll just say Obi-Wan Kenobi, Star Wars, not Revenge of the Sith. And then, it's not a reissue, but
very pot. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Desi.
I think we're gonna get so many Hot Toys out of this series. Look at Mando.
Yeah.
If Mando was popular, Obi-Wan's gonna be even more popular. I mean, even if the show is kind of bad, which it's not going to be, but even if it's kind of bad, it's got Darth Vader in it. Like, seriously,
that's a great point.
Inquisitor. It's got Obi-Wan, which everybody knows what Obi-Wan is, even if you don't know Star Wars is. If you live under a rock, right, you still know what Obi-Wan is. So at least the name, right? So you're gonna get Obi-Wan, you're gonna get Vader, you're definitely gonna get an Inquisitor. If there's an Inquisitor here, the list goes on.
It's gonna be insane, and especially we're gonna have Bail Organa. Come on. If we have Bail Organa, that's it. I know Ares is gonna be more than satisfied. He's gonna say, "Okay, you know what? That's it, man. I'm happy. That's it." But I mean, yes, to your point, right? If the Mandalorian did so much for Star Wars, just imagine a show that is straight, going directly through the OGs, Obi-Wan, Darth Vader. Perhaps Palpatine could be there as well. Grand Moff Tarkin. I mean, they can
Yeah.
explore so many characters. Younger Leia, younger Luke. So I mean, this is gonna be the most anticipated show, in my opinion. This Boba Fett and Ahsoka are gonna be the Star Wars shows for sure.
Mm.
And then you're looking at least a 5-year drag.
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
many hot
Yeah.
toys on
Yeah.
pre-order? Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
You know
Well,
what
and
I
the
mean?
thing is, this is only going to be like a 6-episode miniseries. It's not even going to be 2 seasons. So essentially, we were
About
going
an
to
hour
get an
long.
Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. So this is basically going to be, again, potentially on the runtime, like a trilogy on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than like
Yeah,
an
like a
hour and a half,
miniseries,
2-hour
yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
we may get essentially a trilogy equivalent
If it-
runtime.
If it does really well, which I think everyone here thinks it's going to do fantastic. They'll be like, okay, let's do another miniseries, another show, like you're saying, Tom. Right?
Well, and you
Yeah,
have to
the-
think too.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was just meaning so we have Mandalorian right now. That's fairly new, right? Imagine, 10 years from now when Mandalorian's long over and you have another generation coming into Star Wars and everybody's like looking up the view order for Star Wars. They've never seen it and they want to watch all this. And so the timeline's being stacked backwards, or unilaterally. It's all just getting mixed in. So this is all super, super fresh for everybody. And then when we come out, we look back now, like we were saying earlier, when we look back at the prequels, and we just finally got a Qui-Gon. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're building it all in, and every Star Wars character's coming. It's just a matter of time.
It's
Yeah.
just a matter of
Yeah.
time.
Hey,
It's
Dante.
just a matter of time.
That's can you put up single songwriter's comment about Hayden Christensen, because I actually didn't hear about that, and maybe somebody here knows about. I'm actually shocked to see that. It says Hayden Christensen said the new look Vader he plays in Kenobi will shock fans. Wow. So what does that mean? The new look Vader in Kenobi will shock fans.
Without the suit.
Concept art for the updated suit, potentially.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
I heard somewhere that he was they were going to be like flashbacks of him before he was all burnt up and everything
Yeah,
like
that's what I
that.
was hearing
So
too.
yeah, so I don't know.
Listen,
We may
they're
get a
bringing
figure
him
like
back, so he's got to have his face, right? I mean, they're bringing
Has
him
to.
back. We've seen Vader all the time, just Rogue One, it's so if they're bringing Hayden back, he's there. He's not going to sign on for something for what, a voiceover.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's both him as
He's not
Anakin
gonna
and
sound like
him
Vader.
in the
Like-
suit again.
Yeah, it's gonna be him in the suit.
Yes.
Right,
So-
right. But
No.
maybe like a half face or something, or half assembled or some kind of crazy. It's gonna
That'd be
something
crazy.
But here's the thing though that potentially also plays into it, where when he's saying the look will shock fans, because apparently Vader and Kenobi, they're going to have multiple fights. But it's not going to be on the physical realm. It's either going to be like in the astral plane, in like dreams or force visions, or even in like the veil of the Force itself from Rebels. So in that aspect, they can, almost like the Matrix, visualize themselves and overpower themselves in Force visions, just like Luke did. Residual self-image. He can present himself. So that also might be why. So Vader can basically super visualize himself as this superimposing,
Yeah.
being.
Wow.
So,
That's true.
and so
Well, they-
it doesn't break canon. But yet it's an alternate version of Vader that we've seen in
Right.
concept art.
Like the
well, not
Force
only that, they
projection.
touched on that in the sequels, right? With the whole Kylo and Rey thing.
Right.
Yeah.
the-
that we
the
haven't
railroad
really-
in that
thing,
level.
yeah.
You know what I
Different
mean? And
realm.
he like grabbed the necklace or bracelet or whatever, things like that. Like, regardless of whatever, but they're touching on these more insane force powers we were never really, messed with too much, live action wise. So maybe that's hinting into that and then getting audiences used to something like that. So, they could very well be, like you're saying, this Matrix style, power, they're so force sensitive or whatever, powerful that they could have these weird battles on a different plane or flashback. I mean, we're just gonna have to watch, but I think
Yeah.
it's possible, totally.
Yeah, it could be anything, and a lot of people like to harp on the whole, is it canon? Is it not? Especially with episode 4, where you hear the line, "A presence I have not felt since," but it's ... right? I have not felt since 6 months ago. Like they could write
Yeah,
anything.
exactly.
Like you know, it doesn't matter. So hey,
And it's kind of like too when you bring that up when you're really, that's a great point, Desi. That because he just said a presence I haven't felt since, and it could be just 6 months.
Yeah.
And not to go off subject, but it is on subject. When you're talking about the whole thing about the Chosen One, if you go back and watch Revenge of the Sith, and the part where Obi-Wan is in the train transport with Mace and Yoda, and he says to Master Windu, Obi-Wan, he goes, "Isn't Anakin supposed to be the Chosen One?" And then Mace Windu says the prophecy, and then what does Yoda say? A prophecy that could have been misread. It is, which means that maybe Grogu was the Chosen One. Am I right? You know what I'm onto, Don, right?
Right.
Because I think I put you onto that when both because.
No, he might have.
No.
The force projection.
How about a
What do you do?
cliffhanger?
Every the force push. You just disappear.
He's
What
like,
was it? That was odd. That was wizard.
Oh my
he said, "I
god.
put you onto that." He's like, "No, you didn't." Click.
There it is.
There he
Come
is.
on, man.
Damn it, the Force is kicking my butt. But I was gonna say Vader and Anakin and Grogu are the same age chronologically, within a few days of each other.
Wow.
So, but I mean, because if that's the thing, if you want to play off it, because Palpatine manipulated the Force to create Anakin. So what if the Force responded and created Grogu to keep the balance?
Right. They have so many ways that and it actually works, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wow. I mean, there's so much that they can do, and I can wait to see the show. I don't think it's gonna be bad at all. Whatever they do is gonna be perfect. It's gonna be perfect. I mean, when you put so many good OG characters, has to be good. Has to be good. I cannot see, especially we have Obi-Wan, Darth Vader. Definitely, we're gonna have as a C-3PO. No, forget it. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. I can wait. I can wait for that. But look at this. I mean, this picture is kind of cool too. I mean, this. I don't know if this is a fan made. Could be, but I think we're gonna see Hayden Christensen in this type of I guess suit, whatever you want to call it, in the chamber. We have to see that, because there's so many things that we didn't see in the originals.
Like an in between.
Right? We need to kind of like see that to picture his pain. I think he's gonna focus more on his pain when he was defeated by Obi-Wan, because he got the higher ground. This is gonna be some type of they need to develop the character more, so we can kind of feel and kind of say, you know what, I think maybe Vader was right. I don't know. Who knows?
I think with Filoni and Favreau, you got to remember, he ended up getting 7 seasons of Clone Wars after, that really expanded the characters and the lore, right? So and they know their target demographic too. They got the original fans and everybody who really liked the animation shows. So and they've been showing that through Mandalorian and everything. So I think you're right. I think they want to explore that now, because when the prequels came out, that was really it. And like you said, all of a sudden, skip to next scene and he's coming out of the chamber. And that's it. So, and then he's Vader all of a sudden. So now with all the Clone Wars story and development, they can pull all into that, because everybody's now more attached to Anakin or Obi-Wan, from watching, for so many seasons, that I see it happening that way for sure, because people will be able to identify much more with it now.
Yeah, and that will be perfect timing. And again, Hot Toys has the potential of putting out so many good figures from this show, and not only from this one. If we go before this, the Book of Boba Fett, which is releasing in December, so we're gonna have so much. And as I said before, expect a very busy Q4, not only on pre-orders but probably on announcements as well.
Well, Dante, I'm looking at all your polls, and I think you should think about putting one up in the future. How many more figures are going to come with Grogu's?
Oh yeah, that's
All
right.
of them.
Yes.
Grogu Mania.
Everything that has the Mandalorian name on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on.
We
Neon Tech Mandalorian with a Venomized Grogu.
Oh yeah, I'd be all over that, baby. Oh my goodness.
You know, a little unrelated. I saw somebody in the chat a little while ago asking that anybody was getting emails that their IG-11 was shipping, and yeah, mine. I got that too. So
Yeah,
it sounds
I
like
got-
a lot of people are.
I got.
Because
I got
we just
one
talked
too.
about it, yeah, on my stream. I was like, "Where's IG-11?" And as soon as the stream ended, I got a little bloop, little email. Your IG-11 shipping. I was like, "Oh, that was weird." Like, you know. But
They
yeah,
just
that's cool.
they just remember to notify people who bought it like 20 years ago. Oh shoot, you know, we should start delivering the figure. I think.
Right? Like, hey, where is it? You know. I mean, I had them paid off in like February, so that's what I'm kind of like.
I know, yeah. I don't know why they're dragging so much. I know that they have issues with the ports and all that. The usual.
Yeah.
I
I
ordered
got mine in July, and it was funny because they said it was shipping, and then the money came out of my account, but it wasn't shipped, and I was like, "What's going on?" So I called Sideshow, and they were like,
Yep.
"Yeah, the port is blacking everything." And I was almost to the point where I was going to like cancel my order. I'm like, "Look, y'all took the money. Where's my figure?" And they pretty much were like, if you cancel it, you're not gonna see it until maybe October. So be patient.
Right.
Yeah,
They
they're
ordered,
like, well, the Connex didn't come in because I must have been in the same batch because it was the same thing. It was like, you took my money, well, and then I called them like, well, it's because of the schedule when the boat and the warehouse supposed to get, and I'm like, don't you adjust that stuff? I understand there's delays and stuff, but the boat didn't come in. You knew the boat wasn't going to come in. Isn't there like a master switch delay payment, a month or whatever?
Right.
Oh, he disappeared.
And,
So
I was going to say real quick that I ordered my IG-11 in late March and I got them in early May. So there you go.
wow.
Yeah, see, I think
Yeah.
literally they wake up every morning and they just like hit some kind of random RNG thing, and then it just shoots out tickets, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I paid them off in full in February, so what gives? You know what I mean? Like,
I've had the
where's
same
mine?
thing happen
Yeah.
to me reversely, where so
Guys, our friend Aries has to leave now. So Aries, thank you so much, my friend, for joining us tonight.
It was my pleasure. Listen, I enjoyed drinking the blue spotchka with everybody in here. This has been a lot of fun. And is it possible we'll be back and we'll be on next Friday as well? And I say yes. Except it'll be on 6 Scale Cantina.
Yes, yes.
So
Thank you,
definitely
Aries.
same time, same station. All right,
very
guys.
good. It was nice talking to you and finally meeting you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you too.
Definitely.
I am subscribed to.
Hey, so am I. And I didn't want to
your
jump
channel.
too far into there, but yeah, I've been lurking on you for months, bro. So I'm always watching. I love it. Just keep it up, and we'll talk.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Thanks,
All right,
Aries,
guys.
for that.
We'll
Thank
see you soon.
All right,
Thanks,
bye,
Ben.
bud.
Bye.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on in Star Wars. We know that, but another thing that just that was announced recently as well. I think it was last week, was the reissue of Morning McFly, and I have to say right off the bat, this is a Grail figure already, because not only is sold out already in Hong Kong, is they didn't produce many of this. But also on Sasha's website, you can only buy one. That's the limit.
Wow.
Just one.
It's a very, very low run from what I was told.
Very, very low run. And I mean, I'm gonna start with Dawn. Man, this was to me very nice surprise.
Yeah, no, I think this is, and me and Nate at Geeking Out are probably going to be of the same opinion. This almost seems like it was a test run. Now, apparently there was only 600 run in the first batch now, and that was for just like the Hong Kong Japanese market. And apparently over there, they're already going for 600 plus for the pre-order slips, which apparently, I mean, either they're like imminent or they're going to come out within the next 2 to 3 weeks, overseas. And then with Doc coming out, And then if you check the Sideshow website, the DeLorean page has been updated. That's not necessarily indicating that there's going to be a reissue of the DeLorean, because it would get a whole new page. But it just seems like we're going to be getting a DeLorean again. Now, I don't necessarily know if it's going to be a straight up reissue or if they're going to try and do the version 2 with the Mr. Fusion. I don't know. But it seems like there's going to be a lot more produced for markets outside of specifically Hong Kong and Japan. Because at this point, if there was only 600 made for Hong Kong, and if they were going to do a similar batch for, Sideshow customers, it would have been sold out within an hour of it going online. Yes. So I think there's there's multiple larger batches coming to Sideshow for distribution.
Yeah, and before I go to Brother Cousins, that's one of the rumors I wanted to share. So I was talking with my source in Hong Kong, and they told me that it's gonna be a reissue of the DeLorean. Like Don said, I don't know what version is gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be a straight reissue or it's gonna be a new version, because what you've seen in Marty is an upgraded head sculpt. So that right there is a 2.0. It's not even a reissue. Yes, they added pretty much in accessories if you want to compare. I think Fabio has the older figure, but that's something that which is more than welcome, because if I'm gonna get Marty, I'm gonna get the dog, I have to get the time machine, right? Brother Cousins, what do you think about all this Back to the Future stuff?
Well, the DeLorean is that's my prize piece right there. I love the DeLorean and the whole Back to the Future collection. I am just over the moon that they actually went and did a reissue on the original Marty. I have the Back to the Future 2 Marty and Doc Brown and the DeLorean. What I did to my DeLorean is I just I pretty much added the pieces. I did the same thing Denobi did to his. Actually, Denobi's video was the one that inspired me to get into the Back to the Future collection. So, because I was like, when he took his DeLorean when he took his DeLorean and hover converted it, I was like, I got to do that. So, I'm glad. Oh my god! And I was just about to buy this Marty at a convention last month for about $500, and something told me, just wait, and I'm so glad I did.
He paid off.
Yep. The only thing when it comes to the DeLorean itself, I can't see them. It's real easy to add a Mr. Fusion to it. Even with the little upgrade that I did, it was just a little 3D printed Mr. Fusion that just drops over the top of the back. So they could add that, but that's another thing that they would have to sculpt. I see the DeLorean being just a straight up reissue, which I know a lot of people will be fine with that, because if you look at the prices on eBay right now, good lord, 2,500 and up.
It's an arm, yes. And Anthony, what do you think? Are you a Back to the Future fan, or?
I already bought them. So a few days back, was it? Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yep. Yeah, it was a few. I think it was last week.
Yeah, I did an overseas purchase, and he told me it's shipping on the 28th, I think. So
late this month, yeah.
This month, yeah. So I think the whole situation is kind of perplexing, because, then the same night they announced Doc, he's a year and a half out, like everything else.
Right.
So I don't know what's been going on with Marty. He's clearly been in development for a while and just kind of kept under wraps, because an announcement and then a 2-week release. We had a couple things similar, like with the Armorer. It was pretty short, but it's weird because they're Back to the Future ones, so I don't think they're gonna give us a Back to the Future 2 car. I don't really know what they're doing, but either way, like you were saying there, I'm happy with a reissue. That's fine. We're getting a Tumblr reissue, and nobody's complaining about anything like that, because the prices on eBay, like you're saying, hey, I can go buy a used car.
Yeah.
For that. So it's kind of like you have to think about that. Do you want a 6-scale little car, or you want to just go buy some used car? It's just crazy. It's it's like the Ecto-1. Same thing. I'm like,
And Fabio, sorry, Fabio, you have the whole collection, right? The first releases, the DeLorean, right? You do have all those.
Yeah, I have Doc Brown. I have Marty from the second movie. I have the one from the first movie. I got the DeLorean. It's up here.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
Hold
right
on,
there.
let me just
Oh,
put
yeah.
you. Hold on. Let me just put you solo for a sec. Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, that one looks nice, man. And I'm telling you, like I missed on that one. I mean, a lot of collectors did, and I'm happy that they decided to do this because and this could, I mean, and Desi, this could open a kind of worms, if you will, because now that they start doing this pop culture um icons, if you will, like the Marty, Doc Brown, and Back to the Future line. Do you think we're gonna see other lines, maybe older ones like RoboCop or maybe Terminator, or I don't know, maybe a Rambo?
License permitted, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, a few of those are universal anyway, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like RoboCop as well, Back to the Future. I don't know, but it's going to be licensing things, right? So if they can, I see no reason why they wouldn't. It's like we said earlier, if things are selling that high aftermarket, they're gonna want to take that money, if they can, and they're seeing a consistent purchase rate, on aftermarket stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
And they always go after it too. It's not like, if
Mhm.
they choose to, it's when they choose to.
right.
Anytime something goes up to a certain price point, you'll always see a reissue at one point or another. They'll always reissue something that's going very, very high anyway. Always.
I think people
Because they're
forget,
leaving money.
it's
They're
already
leaving
been
money on the
issued,
table.
so they have the molds.
Yeah.
Like they have
Exactly.
everything. It's not hard to just let's redo it.
I
We
wouldn't
can
be
expect
Exactly.
RoboCop again.
I wouldn't be surprised if the DeLorean comes out, like if they fast track it and it comes out by the end of the year. Seriously.
It is possible.
Yeah.
And Desi, I know you have experience with production and all this type of things that we spoke about reissues many streams ago, and you made really good points. But do you think it is a possibility now that before when we were talking about this, we were thinking, I don't know, maybe more Star Wars, more like Marvel stuff, but now it looks like they start doing other things, so that's
Yep.
good.
I think so, and they're going to start reissuing stuff. I mean, they already have, right? Now, before it was Marvel, right? Mainly Marvel that they're reissuing.
Hmm.
Now, Back to the Future. Why? It's not even an anniversary year. The reason why is because they're going to make money on it. We don't know what the U.S. numbers are going to be, but I agree with Don Prime. Like, it's not going to be 600, right? Because this isn't. I don't think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this is big in Asia. This brand, this franchise, right? This is bigger where we are, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's
Absolutely.
huge in
Western-
Japan.
Yeah.
There's a huge cult following, but Japan is the outlier in Asia. So
Right.
that's why they did
So-
it at the store in Tokyo, not in Hong Kong.
Yeah. So it's probably going to have higher numbers. And to your point, Dante, yeah, they're probably going to re-release RoboCop at least. That's what I would see next from their older lines. Just to do the same. Very short runs over in Asia, and then larger runs here in the States.
Yeah, because I don't
Well,
think they're
and-
going to push that far line like that, like with Star
Yeah.
Wars and Marvel. They're going to mass produce all of that. But if we can at least get them, that's all I'm saying. Just put them out. If it's a low
Yeah.
number, that's fine, because the real fans, we're going to grab them. I mean, there's so many that I missed out on just in that the 80s nostalgia for me. Like the Terminators, the Aliens. If they do redo Aliens, maybe they can actually get some real head sculpts this time around. But
Right.
and actually, but that's what I mean. I would buy all that. Terminator, RoboCop, Back to the Future.
Well,
you get that fatigue
Well,
after a while.
that's what I was
When
going to
you-
jump in, because realistically, the two reissues that I potentially see happening that are actually most realistically likely are Aliens and Predator, because Disney now owns the license to both. And not only are we seeing a new Predator movie that's going to be coming out, we're going to be seeing a new Aliens series from Ridley Scott, which may actually be, rather than the continuation movie from Covenant, which is going to be a continuation series, which then leads directly to Alien 1, with David, and the engineering. So, but honestly, and then again, you have Aliens Fire Team coming out, which apparently is, official canon, so to say. I do think, and I pray, I want to see a reissue of the complete Aliens, Colonial Marines. I want Hicks,
Yes,
Hudson,
I'm down.
8 Poland,
Everybody.
Frost,
Yes.
Vasquez,
Yes.
even Bishop.
Yes.
That
Buy
will
'em
be.
all.
that will-
Buy
And,
'em
and
all.
then, like Maz, as you know, Maz could finally die a happy man to get his power loader.
Yeah, I know.
I would
So,
need to make room for that
exactly.
line for sure.
When
Yeah,
you
they're
bring up
dipping
the
into it
Robo,
too, right?
absolutely.
I mean,
When you
they
bring
have
up Robo-
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was just thinking. When you bring up RoboCop too, another thing that's getting up there is the Ed 209, because I'm seeing that go
Yeah.
for about $1,000 now.
Yeah, and
So-
Local Lou said, "I need a at 209 reissue or update." Yes,
You go.
I love RoboCop. I mean, that was part of my childhood. I actually purchased. I had it before. I sold it before I bought my home, but then I bought it back because my conscience was telling me you have to get RoboCop back. So I got the one with the docking chair, and I got the battle damage one, which are my favorites.
Yes.
My favorite. I know, Fabio. You have the RoboCop from NECA. Is that the brand?
Well, I have a 1/4 from Enterbay. I have
Interbay. Yes,
the
Interbay.
original
Sorry.
209. I believe back then they had a original and a battle damage, so I only got the original. And then when they reissued it, I bought a new one and I displayed it with the battle damage gun. So I have both displayed differently.
Nice.
Wow,
Yeah, now,
yeah.
like, the funny thing with RoboCop is before, the whole beer thing happened, there was actually talks that there was going to be another RoboCop movie, but it was going to be an actual direct continuation of RoboCop 2. And it was going to have Peter Weller back in the suit. Because the funny thing is, Peter Weller actually got back into the RoboCop suit to film commercials for Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Really?
You can actually, when the stream's over, you can go search on YouTube, RoboCop KFC ads. That's Peter Weller back in the suit.
I didn't know
Because
that
at
was
the
Peter Weller
time-
in the suit.
I didn't know that.
No, because he said it was. He's gone on and said, "Yeah, I got back in the suit." Because at the time they are in talks for him to actually get back in the suit. And I think it was like RoboCop Returns was the potential for the real RoboCop 3.
Ew.
So
Are those heavy, Fabio?
Yeah, they're pretty heavy.
Yeah, I can see you're like struggling, right? Like,
The camera is like backwards, so I'm like trying to like figure out how to.
wait, you have, those are two of the same version. Those two of the different versions.
So this is the original one. The old one is this. Wait, yeah, this is the old one.
Mm-hmm.
Just the battle damage, and then
Right.
this is the reissue, which is I had with the missiles and stuff.
Damn.
But it also comes with a battle damage gun. But I just used the original one with that. I have this one, and then so I have both. But the reissue is way better than this.
Oh wow, wow. Okay, so then Hatos need to, like, Mr. Howard Chen, if you're watching the show, please reissue RoboCop. Please reissue those because I need the 809.
And
Please.
subscribe. Don't forget to tell them that.
And don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. If you want to be in the Filter Show anywhere, anytime, you're more than welcome. And Fabio, when is your next collection tour video? Because a lot of people are asking about it.
Yeah, no, it's coming soon. I have to figure out. The only thing is, I have the one side where all the boxes or my extra boxes are, so I got to figure out how to not get that in the shot when I do it. So I'm trying to see if I should just cover it or try to take a couple videos and then edit them together. I don't know what I got to do, but it's coming soon.
All right, so let's bring the last topic of the night, and this is something that a lot of people ask me all the time: what's coming next? So I have some news. I don't know if they're good or bad. Some people might take it bad or good. I don't know, but so a lot of people ask me what's up with Captain Rex, what's up with Iron Patriot, what's up with Ahsoka. Yeah, those are coming. Those are definitely coming. But the figure that is actually coming next week, and this is what I was told this morning, and again, I'm just going to do my little disclaimer, take it with a grain of salt. So next week, we should see one figure that I know a lot of people were waiting for, like, long time, including myself. And it's not Star Wars. It's Mario. Just kidding. It's this one. It's Pennywise.
Makes sense.
So I was told that this figure should be next week. So is it true? I don't know. And before, and then I think I did this on my Unfiltered show, I gave you guys a bunch of figures that were supposed to come out next. I was told it's gonna be 4 figures a month. right? So far we got Venom. That was the one that was released last week. So that was the first one for September. So this week we had nothing, and we were supposed to have either Rex or Ahsoka this week, but it looks like it was pushed back or maybe changed the order of releases. But this month, if we're gonna leave it like that, we're gonna see Pennywise this month. We're probably gonna see Captain Rex this month, and we're probably gonna see Ahsoka. But now with Ahsoka, you know, I have a feeling that Ahsoka we're gonna see her the first week of October, or the first day of October, which is a Friday, October 1st. So we might see Ahsoka on that week. And again, this is just me giving you dates based on what I was told. Again, this can change. We can see Ahsoka first, Rex, Pennywise later, but also Iron Patriot. So those are the figures that we should start seeing coming sooner rather than later. According to what I was told, Pennywise should be first. So let's see. Let's hope it is. If not, then we're just gonna wait. But those are the figures that we should see. Now, the figures that are gonna be being released before their due date, one of them is gonna be the Short Trooper, and the other one is gonna be the Transport Trooper. So those two are set to be released next year, the Q1. But because of what's going on with Hot Toys, that they need to start releasing figures, you're gonna start seeing figures that were supposed to be Q1, Q4. So that's what I said to you guys. Q4 is gonna be a very busy one. And again, everything that I'm sharing here, please take it with a grain of salt. All this can change because I'm not Hot Toys, so I don't know the dates. I don't have my calendar in front of me that can tell you this is gonna be done this day. But this is what I was told. Just wanted to share that with you. So, any thoughts from the panel?
I was gonna say, yeah, just with the grain of salt thing, because things can change on the fly, especially if you're still in production, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
hey, let's put out the transport trooper. No, for some reason, let's go to Ahsoka or the short trooper or whatever. But yeah, I definitely see the short trooper and the transport trooper releasing before the announced date. They don't have a head sculpt.
Exactly.
Hot Toys will announce something before releasing something as well. So you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And another thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that a lot of people were surprised when they saw Venom, including myself. I was surprised.
I was shocked.
I don't think people knew about this. Maybe few knew, which is fine. But the reason why this is my theory. The reason why this was pushed is because the new Venom movie is coming, right? And most likely we're gonna see the Venom with the white logo on the chest. And I think that's the reason why.
That Venom is beautiful.
Yeah,
this Venom is sick.
Dope.
He is super.
I gotta get him.
And I said this before, just real quick. What I like is just the engineering. That the fact that here in the legs, you guys can kind of see, it's like dipped in real good here, right? So when you bend these knees, and everything's ratcheted on this guy, everything that it's not even it's not even touching.
Limited. Yeah, it's not limited.
Not even touching. There's nothing getting crimped here. So I mean, he is like I said, everything's ratcheted. It's the magnetic head like Solo Maul.
That shine, that
nice.
shine is sick.
And it has like 3 different tongues, magnetic, that just kind of pop right in. Yeah, he doesn't have the white spider, but that's just something that we got to live with, right? Unless they change that, because it's just how the Sony movies have been going,
Well, let's just say this. One of the major rumors is that you're going to have the first major connecting piece, and that's J. Jonah Jameson making an appearance in Venom 2.
Yeah, I mean, I hope, because I'm a Spider-Man.
Well, you got to remember, too, it's already been shown. Brock's now working for the Daily Bugle. It's just the West Coast edition.
And don't forget that Spider-Man 2, the video game's coming out, and Venom is in it, and obviously Venom will have the spider on the chest in the video game, so probably if Hot Toys is making these Spider-Man BGM line, Spider-Man figures, why not a Venom as well,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking too. As soon as I saw that announcement, because I'm just missing a couple, but I'll get them. So far, I'll basically have every video game Spider-Man. I'm just missing like advanced suit I got to pick up and negative suit, I think, and Iron. Yeah, 3.
Exactly. I mean, and I'll be honest. I think Venom was going to have a lot more figures than what we got. Because if you look at this figure and his accessories, this almost looks like this was originally intended to be Riot, and then it just got morphed into Venom.
That's
You're right.
true.
No.
Yeah, but overall, I think that figure looks good. I'm gonna put the review next week, so stay tuned for that.
He's
I just
great.
got so
Just
much
be
going on.
careful. If I should just warn you about that, I don't know what I did, and it's not really that big of an issue. But the way I was bending, like right here, I don't even know if you guys can see this, but there's a slight patch. You see, right? You see it right there?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. So you got to be a little careful when pulling up. Just be mindful of that. I was like, oh, what did I do that? I was like, I don't think he looked like that like 10 minutes ago. So just be a little careful. Don't make again, you can't really tell. And these, he's so dark that you can't even, I can't see him. I can't see the joints.
It hides your crimes.
They're there.
Yeah.
His arms do kind of squeeze into almost like an Iron Man, which I thought was cool. Like they kind of pop out, and then you can push them back in to like really get them like as less seen as possible. He's awesome. I was shocked, not just because he's Venom, just like I like the engineering. I like how Hot Toys is, like you were mentioning earlier in the stream, how some of the older figures are just, they show their age,
Yeah. And it looks like that texture. It looks so real. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. It's like so nice.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Venom and Hot Toys, you're gonna be like, all right, this is really cool. And I don't have them out right now, but all the tendrils that come out,
Right.
they're just like
You can bend
super
them?
bendy. Yeah, I just bend them
Really?
any which way I was doing. Like I was taking those photos, and I had his arm with all of the symbiote coming out, and I was holding my Spider-Man up, and I got him balanced. He was just chilling, holding him up there like that, and I had all the tendrils around him, and then the regular tendrils I wrapped around Spider-Man. I wrapped them around his legs, just to I kind of abused him. I was like, let me see what I could do.
You raid
know,
Venom,
and no problems other than a little bit of that leg right there, which is
It's always. Not every. Not all the figures are perfect. There's always something there. There's never 100%.
Right.
We just have to be careful when you handle it and just try to pose them and use them. The best you can. That's all. But yeah. With all that being said, we're just gonna wrap this up. I just want to thank everyone for joining the chat, joining the stream. Thank you so much for that. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Desi, to Fabio, to Don Prime, which is Geeking Out, Nate's channel. So thank you, Don, for showing up as well. Kind of like a last minute call. Brother Cousins, thank you so much for that as well. I'm gonna put your description because it wasn't planned, but I'm gonna put your information as well, same as Don. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my friend Anthony from SIXTSCALEMAFIA. So, guys, thank you so much, and remember. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and Facebook group, SIXTSCALE Media. I put the link in the description below. We're almost 1,000 members, so please check it out. So that's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you around in the next video. Have a good night, guys.
Hey, you guys.
Thank you for having me.